think one of the problems for most of the people is that we don't know those triggers where the downhill road starts. We talk about the red flags, but we ignoring them. Okay. So what is for you the red flag, the trigger, and what is the mechanism that makes you put the brake on?
I think it's a really interesting question. So I don't think it's an either or answer. So I think it's an ongoing process of recognizing what those what the flags are. So for me, by the time we get to a red flag, by the time that flag is well up, it's almost too late. It means we're already at the part where we're being hijacked. And so the first thing is this kind of proactively, and for me, it's through journaling, trying to do a check-in to go, how am I? What's happening? What do I need to do to manage this better? So the proactive side of saying, when I see this pattern happening, what are the early warning signs? And then what am I going to do when I have the space? So that's the kind of ongoing work. But I've also developed this kind of model that I use, especially with kids, but I use it with grown-ups as well, which is almost saying, what do we learn when things go wrong? So the first thing is kind of when we take that emotional outburst, owning it and saying, okay, so what happened? Then stopping and saying, what were the flags? What should have been the flag that something was going wrong? What did I do? That's often with men and boys. What did I do? Or often with women, what didn't I do? Right? And that's what I mean by often women don't do anything. They try and hint to what's wrong, and then they just do it themselves. They don't take really strong proactive action. Often with men or boys, there's the doing, not necessarily a constructive doing. So the fallout for men and women by the doing or the not doing is equally bad. We feel bad about ourselves. We go into a guilt and shame process. So the reason I've done it in a circle is to say, after that, instead of the guilt and shame, what did you learn? What were those flags? And now let's get out of our primitive brain and into our thinking brain and say, what am I going to do next time?